Good morning, everyone. Today on Veterans Day, November 11th, 2019. Got quite a few things to get to here. I know it's a pretty snowy morning for a lot of us here in the States, myself included. We got quite a bit of snow over this weekend. So the first thing we're going to get to here this morning is quite a bit of volatility overnight.
Good morning, everyone. Today.
All the markets are looking pretty weak after the Hong Kong unrest last night. Overnight, there was reports of two different incidences with one citizen being shot and second apparently doused in some sort of chemical instead of flame. Pretty intense situation going on. Today is Veterans Day, like I said, so the bond market is closed. FXI, which is the China large cap, is down quite a bit today. No surprises there. So these declines will knock the major averages from record levels reached last week. The Dow had notched its 8th record close on the year on Friday. The S&P 500 was at an all-time high for the 19th time. And the NASDAQ posted a record close for the 14th time in 2019. Also adding to a bit of the volatility, President Trump said Friday that he had not agreed to roll back tariffs on China. Those comments came after the Chinese Commerce Ministry said that both sides had agreed to cancel existing tariffs in phases. A U.S. official also reportedly said that both sides agreed to roll back the tariffs, but then Trump came out with a tweet, and we saw that spike on Friday up and down, and then it just added to everything, I think, last night with the Hong Kong unrest. We are seeing a little bit of a bounce. It bounced up there for a minute and then dropped back down. We're at 30.7850, which is down $12 off of the close on Friday, which is not quite a 0.5%, about 0.39% right now down on the S&P. Obviously, a lot of the stock market's recent move to record highs has come in part because of the improving sentiment around U.S.-China trade talks. So all these events with the Trump's tweets and this Hong Kong issues is definitely putting quite a bit of a strain on this entire macro backdrop. The landscape is about to be a little bit less favorable than it has been. Other news, Alibaba, ticker BABA, had what they call Singles Day sales, hit a record of $30.5 billion, which is a huge jump in record sales, but actually seeing a little bit of a decline this morning. I believe obviously has to do with the Hong Kong unrest. Disney still in the news, still up, I believe, all on the Disney Plus service coming out here soon. Boeing back in the news. So this one, I'm kind of confused a little bit, but I think it's just people just being frustrated with the same story. It's the same thing like the ES, where they just keep saying the same thing, recycling the garbage in and out, in and out, in and out. So BA is asking for the MAX to be back in service by the year end. Last week we saw a little bit of a hit on Boeing because a couple of different clients had said that they had thought they were estimating the MAX's service to be back at least a month later than planned. Boeing came out again this weekend and today asking for it to be back in by the year end. So it'll be interesting to watch Boeing this week to see if we get some direction either way. One of the other big stories for me to watch today, especially just to see how the news is digested, Goldman Sachs, ticker symbol GS, and Apple are both a little bit under fire this morning for the credit card fiasco, is what I'm calling it. Essentially, they've already had problems with a lot of the way that the card was going to be issued and certain restraints on the card, and now there are I guess, reports that there has been discrimination against certain people, especially sexism, is one of the stories that I read late last night. They were actually talking about Steve Wozniak, one of the main players of Apple. Him and his wife share everything, including all of their bank accounts, credit, everything. And he was actually able to borrow up to 10 times more than her for absolutely no reason other than they could point out their gender. So that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to be watching today to see how the news digests that. The news on that, the way it's reported, is Apple Goldman Sachs under scrutiny for alleged discrimination in Apple Card algorithm. The New York Department of Financial Services will take a look into allegations regarding Goldman Sachs and Apple and alleged discrimination against women in their joint credit card service, Apple Card, the agency superintendent Linda A. Lacewell said on Saturday. So what happened? The Wall Street financial regulator took notice of a series of tweets posted by technology entrepreneur David Heinemeier Hansen, where he describes that Apple granted him 20 times the credit limit than his wife in spite of her having a better credit score. So that's two different people now with the same exact situation. Many other Twitter users shared similar accounts in reply to Hansen's allegations, one of them being Apple co-founder I brought up, Steve Wozniak. The same thing is basically what he's saying with his wife. So they're going to be looking into that. Obviously, this is going through the court in New York law, so this will be something I'm definitely watching this morning. Just looking through the news here on a few other things. Walgreens popped. We were just talking about this over in our Discord. By the way, anybody rewatching this or watching this now for the first time, the Discord link is in the description below. But we were just talking about this in our Discord, is that Walgreens is popping on some good news here about that we were talking about this last week. There's a little bit of a rumor going on, so I'm not sure if this is a buy the rumor or sell the news type event, but it's definitely something to be watching. Walgreens ticker symbol is WBA. Looking through some more of the news here, trying to see if there's anything else I missed that was top of the line. Yeah, so really those are the main events that I'll be watching. Like I said last week, it's still going to be choppy at these record highs. There's a lot of people who are going to be hedging both directions. Last night, the sellers did lose control for a little while, so I was expecting possibly a squeeze this morning. But as it stands now, it's kind of seemed to regain its strength. So, again, be careful, guys. As I always say, duration, not direction. We will be calling out some plays as best I can as they come this morning. I will go back over these as we open up to watch those names in particular. And I will see you guys here shortly in a few minutes before the bell. Thanks a lot, everyone, and I will talk to you in a few minutes. All right, guys, get ready here. We're just about to open here in about what is it, 30 seconds or so? Yeah, 5 seconds. Here we go. The only thing I added since this morning pre-prep was Tesla. Going to be watching Tesla here out of the gate. And here we go. Watch out for that chop right out of the gate here, guys. I'm keeping an eye on Tesla, Disney, BABA, FXI, BA, Goldman Sachs GS, and Apple. Also, MU and NVIDIA. I like the semis this week, so we'll see what we can get out of here. Tesla pulling down out of those highs of 343.99. Bulls definitely trying to fight here to regain some of their footing, but we'll see. The ad line actually holding up pretty well here so far for what I was expecting to see out of the gate. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this today, keeping an eye on the ticks. You guys watch VIX. VIX is already elevated up to a 13.49, down from a low of 12 on Friday. So that's a pretty big jump already. Up 11.268%. That's huge. Those VIX calls I took last week are probably doing pretty good. I'll have to check them here in a minute. Tesla also ripping out of the gate here. Go ahead and find that real quick. Here's our FANG stocks. Let's check in our FANG stocks. Apple making a nice push up. Amazon was the weakest last week of the FANGs, so I do expect it to try to maybe catch up, but with the overall market, it's going to be pretty hard here. Microsoft dropping slightly, Google up slightly, and Netflix actually up slightly. Facebook down about $1 so far, so not too much, but we'll have to see where we get through after this chop. Here's that Tesla pull up. We're seeing 346.42 now, so we're up already almost 3%. NVIDIA is slightly down below that middle Celt here. So if we can get past this middle Celt, I'd like to see a run up to this 211, 212 target one. There's going to be there's a lot of resistance here on NVIDIA though, you guys. I know you're talking about it in Discord. We got both the 14 and the 30 crossing in here and middle Celt. So there's a lot of resistance. However, we get past that, that becomes very strong support. MU is down pretty hard below lower Celt. This I would be looking for at least trying a retest of lower Celt, and then depending if it breaks or if it cannot break, then we're definitely going back down, and I'll get short on MU there. Boeing, same deal here, below lower Celt and 14 and 30 MA closing in on each other, heavy resistance as well. Roku not moving too much this morning. And Activision stuck, finally popping above lower Celt though. And I always like video game stocks going into the holiday season, so that's definitely something I'll be keeping more of an eye on. What else do we got over here? Here are my Asian stocks, BABA and Bidu, both trying to pull down pretty hard here, which no surprises at all. Those would be to watch this upper Celt line here and the 30 on BIDU, see if it can hold that as support, or if it breaks through as it looks like it might, then I would be looking for this first target on down to about the 117 area here. AMD down only about 35 cents. Disney actually pulling back down into the 30, and McDonald's still stuck under that middle Celt, so we'll have to wait and see what we can do there. ES still down 0.41%, but the Bulls are trying to regain a little something here. We just turned green on the 4-hour on that new 4-hour, so we're getting a little bit of a bump up here, and I think a little bit of that is from those FANG and Tech The banks aren't doing too much. Let me check my changes here. Beyond down $1.76, 2.2%. Oil down, still going down on oil, USOCL. VIX still up 9%, Tesla up 2%, Roku up slightly, Target up slightly, TLT up slightly. No big guesses there. I still have not opened any positions yet, guys. What is everybody looking at? Yeah, I'm liking that CVS play. We were talking about that in the Discord just a little bit ago. It's kind of moving with that Walgreens news as well also. Yeah, Ryan, Disney is getting beaten down again. Not too surprised after it had quite the rally, though. I do think, though, Disney will get a nice boost once the streaming actually opens. When those first numbers come out that first week, I really am going to be looking at Disney, because either way, if the numbers disappoint, we're going down. The numbers come in as strong as I think they are, we're going to probably rip up another 4 or 5%, I bet. That's what I'm anticipating, at least. So Fang stocks, aka the monsters of tech, starting to weaken here. However, Netflix and Apple still looking very strong this morning. Netflix was down, but it's making a nice push back up. Apple making a push up, still in the red though on all of those. Microsoft dropping now into the red, Google down into the red, and Amazon and Facebook still in the red. So all of the Fang stocks still in the red, but Netflix and Apple making nice pushes up here. So see if they can hold on to those gains, get some footing, or if they will just drop with the rest of the Fangs. NVIDIA not being able to hold that at all, dropping from middle Celt now going down to lower Celt. I would expect to see a bounce off of lower Celt, but looking pretty weak. I don't see any significance in calls there. If it breaks lower Celt, then I definitely would. Yeah, and it's pushing down hard here, really selling off. Same with Micron, MU. The semis are just not holding up at all. Tesla is still looking strong. Boeing super weak, down over 1% now, almost $4, $3.81 down. Activision trying to hold on to that lower Celt, but just everything getting pretty beat down here with the market. BABA just bouncing off lower Celt, trying to hold out its support now. McDonald's finally pushing up over middle Celt, but running into the 14 right there. But if we can get, oh, there we go. McDonald's a nice little push up over that, staying in the green here. Disney trying to get green, but still down 29 cents. Wow, MU just getting absolutely beat down this morning. Already down now 2.3%. This is just not looking good for the semis. Nvidia down 1.41% as well. Oil still looking pretty weak. Facebook down 1.15%. Boeing down 1% still. Goldman Sachs down nearly 1%. Monsters of tech are just not holding up here, and neither are the financials. The XLF is actually down $1.12, sorry. That would be crazy. The XLF is actually down 12 cents. Sorry, I read that backwards. Tesla being about the only strong stock I watch right now as far as the weakness within the market here this morning. So Facebook trying to make a little push up here. Netflix finally in the green now. Nice push up all the way down from like 288 up to 291.88 now. Apple still grinding up here slightly. Google has turned around now, trying to make a climb back up, as well as Microsoft and Amazon. So the FANG stocks are all trying to make a turnaround here after a bit of a sell-off at the open. Netflix actually looking pretty strong as of now. I know I talk quite a bit about the story being broken there, but it's not that I would think that it's going to be an easy ride down. So we'll see if Netflix can keep making a push up here. Roku getting above the 30 finally. Nvidia resting on the bottom Celt still. MU just way down. These semis just super beat down. BABA finally breaking through the lower Celt. BIDU is still being held up on support there at the upper Celt and the 30. Disney trying to push up here off the 30 up under the upper Celt here. So it'll be interesting to watch if it can get pushed up over here, which I believe I have. I'll open up Disney here. I might be taking a trade in Disney here. Looking at this 138.65 on this upper Celt 4 hour here. So see, it found support here off the 14 and then bounced up here going into the upper Celt. So that's going to hold as resistance for now. But if it can get above that upper Celt, I might be looking for a nice run back up to these to this recent 140-ish area. So 140.50 probably being my first target. Definitely on watch for the entire week for sure. McDonald's finally pushing up past the 14 as well, and middle Celt looking nice and bullish. I may take a trade here in McDonald's. Let me actually show you guys what I'd be looking at on the option chain with McDonald's. So the option chains in McDonald's looking for a $3.26 move here this week. Way I usually risk that is I actually will look at doubling that as far as my risk and reward. So 18% IV calls as McDonald's. I just love McDonald's, you guys. I know ATG and I talk about it a lot, but the reason being is that it went from being a value stock to being a mover, to being a momentum. It has really made a big jump in the last couple of years, especially the last year and even the last 6 months, to being in play almost weekly for us now. But if you look here, I mean, the 197.50s are only $37 here. I mean, that's That's a killer price. And the other way, the 190s are only 20. I mean, this thing is just an unbelievably playable stock, especially for smaller accounts. McDonald's is definitely one of those tickers, you guys. I would suggest everyone having on their radar on a 24/7 basis. It is super playable, especially for smaller accounts. And for larger accounts, same thing. Just up your share, up your size, your position size. I may look into doing a call spread here. I don't know if you guys have had the chance yet, but on our page, Darth just posted 2 amazing videos this weekend. A debit spread and call spread video, 2 separate videos. Both are like 10 minutes long. I suggest watching them if you have to watch them a couple times over. Really good information in there. Even though it's a basics video, he explains it pretty dang well to get you started at least and to move into it. He'll have more videos coming out more in detail, especially when we come out with our education program here in the next few months. But definitely something to look into, and especially on a stock like this. At the very beginning, just to test the waters. That way you're spending, relatively almost, a few dollars just to make an actual decent play and get your toes in the water. I think I am going to look at maybe picking up a few calls on this, and I may hedge it with a debit spread. Put them at these at 35 and see if I can get these filled. That's where I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna watch it here for a little bit, but that's essentially what I'm looking at, guys. I'm probably gonna pick up a couple of McDonald's calls for this week, pretty close, but I'm just gonna be risking 35. So for both of them, $70. So I mean, if that works out, I would expect about I would anticipate maybe 50 to 70% on this. So I would be looking to get back out around 100 to 120. Nice little move, just a little move, but I may hedge this also. So that's what I'm gonna be looking at, guys. Add decline line. We had a low opening at 12.69 negative. We are now looking all the way up to a negative 8.61, but that is rising, so that is looking pretty quite a bit stronger than when we first opened, as well as the 1 minute chart here you can see. So. Tesla still just ripping here, up $9.80, over almost 3% here now. Yeah, you guys, this is just like I said, it was just another choppy day. I saw it coming. It's just not a great risk reward day. I'm probably going to be sitting on the sidelines until I see something that I really like. Obviously watching Tesla, liking McDonald's working out so far. MU Nvidia to the downside, but I pretty much missed that move as well. So yeah, probably just still sitting on my hands. SPY just ripping here though as of now. Um, Trying to close back in to turn green. We're at down now 94 cents on SPY. So quite a bit of climb back up on ES, down only 850 now, so 0.28%.
Something I've said for a long time. I've been long Tesla. I have been short Tesla. Okay, but over the